In case of ternary if statement, just see the example. We have initialized two variable a equal to 330, b equal to 330. Then I have written print a, means this is one statement which we want to display if a is greater than b. Okay, if a is greater than b, the a statement is going to get displayed. If a is greater than b, this condition is false, then else we will print equal to. Okay, we will print equal to. If a equal to b, means a greater than b, then a will get displayed. If a is equal to b, then equal to will get displayed. And if both the conditions are false, that is a greater than b, a equal to b, then the b statement will get displayed. So as per our program, we are having both the values same, 330, 330. So definitely equal to will be your output. I hope you understood this. This is again new thing in Python. So if you want to write the same logic in other programming language, C and C++, we need to write lots of line of code, right? But that work is done within a single line. So that is called as ternary if statement. Because why it is called as ternary if? Because we write down the if condition at the end of the statement. Means normally in other cases always we write first condition, right? If condition we first write and then we write the statement. But it is ternary if statement because after each and every printing statement we will write down the condition. Like printing statement is a, after that we have written condition as a greater than b. After that we are having printing statement equal to, after that we have written if condition as a equal to b. And last part is else, means if both the conditions are false, then this particular statement will get executed. After that we are having we can make use of AND keyword. AND is nothing but your logical operator along with the if condition. Means if you are having more than one condition to be checked at the same time, and suppose the situation is if both the statements are true, both the conditions are true, then and then only you want to display something. So in that case, instead of using if inside if, we can make use of AND operator. So in our example, we have taken three variables, a equal to 200, b equal to 33, c equal to 500. Then I have written condition as if a greater than b and c greater than a. These are the two conditions. So now let's see whether which condition is true and which one is false. So first condition is a greater than b. So 200 greater than 33 condition is true, means first condition is true. And after that c greater than a. So what is value of c? 500. 500 greater than 200 condition is true, means in this example both the conditions are true. So the statement which is going to get displayed, that is nothing but both conditions are true, right? So we can merge more or we can check more than one condition. Similarly as AND, we can make use of OR. And I hope you know the difference between AND and OR. AND means when we write the conditions separated by AND, means whatever condition, whatever number of condition we have written, all the conditions should be true. And if we are writing OR, means if you are written more than one condition, so if any one condition is true, still the statement which is indented inside if block will get executed. So in place of AND, you can make use of OR logical operator also. After that, third type of if-else statement is nested if-else statement. This is, as we all know, that nested if-else means inside if we are having if-else statement and inside else again you will be having if-else statement. So that is called as nested. So for the same, I have given two examples actually. First example, we have taken x equal to 41. If x greater than 10, then we want to display the message as above 10. After that, exactly below that print statement, we are having again new condition. If that particular condition, if x greater than 20 is indented below the if block, that is below the if condition x greater than 10, means both the conditions will be, or both the if statements will be considered as separate if statement. They are not same. Remember this. So indentation is very very important, otherwise the interpreter will consider each and every condition as a separate condition, which we don't want. So if x greater than 10, then we want to display something above the, exactly below that display message. If we are writing if condition, means we are having the condition which is inside the previous if one. So again we will check x greater than 20. So 41 greater than 20. Actually in this example, first time only our condition is true. Why I have given this two example? If you notice, both the examples are different. Means there are two ways to write nested if statement that I have given. You will feel that it looks like if else ladder. No, we are having if else ladder too in Python. That is the next topic. But for current preference, there are two ways in which we can write the nested if else statement. So first one is if condition, after that condition is true, you will write down the statement, and exactly below that statement if you are writing again new condition, so that new condition will be considered as part of first if block. It is not the separate if block. If again that condition is false and still you want to display something, then again you will make use of else statement. So this is one way. So what will be the output? 41 greater than 10, first condition is true, so above 10 message will get displayed for the first example. There is again second way. Second way is actually similar to C and C++ language actually. X equal to float of input of first number, means first three line indicates that we have taken three inputs from the user. And as you all know that when we enter the input in any programming language, that is in the form of string, and we want to display xyz variable as a float. So this is the reason why we will convert this string variable into float with the help of float operator. This we have seen in type conversion topic. We are having different type casting methods. Int, float is there, str is there. So now we have make use of float. So we have taken three values x, y, z from the user. After that we are writing the condition. If x greater than y, if this condition is true, then again you have one more condition, if x greater than z. And if both the conditions are true, then we will print some statement. And first condition is true but the second condition is false, then again we have else part to display. And if both the conditions are true, which we have written in if, then we will write else, and inside else again we will be having if else. So it is exactly similar to C and C language nested. So now suppose I have given the output. First number we have entered 4.1, second number we have entered 1, and third number we have entered 8.3. So display the maximum value. Visually we can analyze the answer. Definitely the highest number is 8.3. So this should be our answer. So for that purpose, now we will see the execution. X greater than y. So what is value of x? 4.4 greater than 1, condition true. Then we will come inside the second condition. 4.4 greater than z, that is 4.4 greater than z. What is value of z? 8.3. So condition is false. So first condition is true but the second one is false. So the else part will get executed of second if statement. So maximum equal to z. So that is maximum equal to 8.3. Condition is true, our value is decided, then we will jump directly outside of the if block. So outside of if block, which statement we are having? Print into round bracket the maximum value is plus str into round bracket maximum. As we all know that when we take the input, that is in the string format. So similarly, when we want to display the input, that should be in string format only. The format in which we are taking the input, the output format should be same. So maximum is a variable to which we have assigned float value. Means maximum is nothing but now float variable. And we want to convert this float variable into string. So for that purpose, the maximum value is, this is a text which will be displayed as output, plus after that str of maximum, means that 8.3 float value is converted to string and then it will get displayed. Otherwise you will get error message if you are not writing that str part. and above also float part. I hope this is clear to you, nested if else. After that, if elif ladder statement, again please see the syntax. If, then we have condition. If that particular condition is true, then statement is there. If not, then again we have new condition, so we will write make use of elif. After elif we will write the condition. Again, if that particular condition is true, then we have statement. So similarly, we can write n number of elif statement, but just remember that at the end of if elif statement, we should make use of else statement also. And this rule is similar in C and C++ also, if elif ladder. Okay, because as we have seen, that is if else ladder statement should always end with the else keyword, right? Else statement. So similarly here also we are having the same rule. If elif conditions will should be end with the else. If they are ending with the else, means the type is if elif ladder statement. Okay, so I have given the example. If we have taken input from the user, age of the dog. So if age of the dog is less than 0, okay, then this cannot be true, because nobody has 0 as age. There should be 1 day, right? 0 is not at all related to anything. So if somebody entered age of a dog as 0, then the message will be displayed as this cannot be true. After that, second condition, if age equal to 0, less than means negative number not possible. Equal to 0, that is again not possible. So this corresponds to 0 human errors. Means we want to compare age of the dog along with the human. So normally if we are considering 1 year dog, so the development is equal to 14 years. The memory or the development in human which takes place within 14 years, the same development will take place in a dog for 1 year. As they are having short life, we are having long life, so our development will take long time. But in case of animals, they are having short life period, life span. So their 1 year is equal to 14 years for the human being. So this we have considered. So if elif age equal to 1, then roughly 14 years, the age of the dog will be 14 years. If age equal to 2, then the approximately 22 years. And it is not necessary that it should be now. You will say that if 1 is equal to 14, so 2 years means 28. No. There is some ratio, there is some calculation. That is not important. Here important is how to write if elif statement. So we have written first condition with if, and after that we are having 2-3 conditions to check. So that we have written along with the elif statement. And if all the conditions are false, then the statement which is present inside else block, that is thank you, will get displayed. So again the output will be totally depending upon the user. So this is your if elif statement. So this much is there in today's lecture. And normally in case of C++ language, we were having one more conditional statement, that is switch statement. So now in case of Python, we don't have a switch statement. We can make use of any for statement for writing multiple conditions or whatever the requirement. So this much is there for today's lecture. Thank you very much. Stay home, stay safe.